Ew.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Julia Show. Sorry, we're about 10 minutes late right now, and peep the Ash Wednesday at Iona and everywhere for all the Catholics and Christians out there. We have a very special guest today, Miley, who's been seen on our show before.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey guys. What's up?
So-
Oh, we have one person listening, I see.
Cool. Okay.
Welcome.
So we've got a pretty, basic topic for today, but I feel like it's talked about a lot, maybe in like school or just people in general. I mean,
Mhm.
I know I tell Miley I'm addicted like all the time, but we're going to talk about social media and how like the pros and cons and how addicting it really is, or if we really even need it in general.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to start off with I feel like in today's world, with social media evolving so much and after COVID and everybody's on their phones now, I honestly think that in this society, you kind of do need social media, especially to promote a business. Like, if your business doesn't have social media, it's not going to do as well as the other businesses that do have social media. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So,
Definitely.
I mean, what do you think about that?
I think social media is a huge way to grow your business. For like example, small businesses
Yeah.
that are just starting out that want to be successful, that's the way to do it, is make an Instagram and then follow everyone you know. And you see a lot of like I know for me, my account's public, a lot of random businesses DMing or commenting and being like, oh, DM us to get this, discount, whatever, because they're essentially trying to promote their business.
Right.
So I am sure you've experienced that as well.
Yes. I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because like on social media, especially when you've had it through high school and now you're in college, you have a much larger audience than, if you didn't have social media and you were trying to start a business.
Mhm.
I hate to say that we need it, because like do we really need it? It just, to me, it feels like we do. And I feel like you might be struggling in the business world without it. Maybe you don't need it, but maybe your business just isn't going to do as well as someone else's that does have social media. Like,
Definitely.
The thing is with today and technology, like, you have to be like the trendiest thing. You've got to be on the next trend. You know what I mean? You can't be one step behind, or people aren't going to be interested, because people's attention span is like that. It's only for 10 seconds.
Mhm.
Because now we have TikTok, and you don't like the video, you just scroll. You get the next 10-second video, and then you get another 1-minute video, and that's too long. You just scroll again.
Yeah.
Like, you constantly have that instant gratification, and people aren't going to pay attention to you for more than 15 seconds.
Exactly.
Kind of went a little off topic there, but
No, I definitely think that is a really good point you make. Definitely people's attention span has gone way down since we've
that's a
gotten
con.
technology.
Definitely a con. Like, I
Yeah.
know people that say that they can't even sit through movies anymore.
Right. Or sitting in class. Like, I know this is a tangent too, but like the amount of people that, most people are on a laptop. Some people take notes in their notebook, but you see, people getting distracted, going on their laptop, texting, going on their phone during class. It's like, why do we suddenly have no control of ourselves to like pay attention and be in the present moment? I think that's because of technology. What do you think?
I agree with you. I agree. Like, I'll be sitting in math class, and my math class is only 52 minutes long. Like, not long at all. It's less than any movie I've ever watched. And people can't get off Snapchat. Like, when I see someone on their phone, I think maybe they're pulling out the calculator, or sometimes it's an important text you do have to send. Maybe your parent is texting you, whatever, something important. But then you're on Snapchat and you're just like sending a picture like
right.
And of half of your face.
And it's so meaningless. It's like in 10 minutes, like, what is the real relevance of you sending a picture of your face?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, how
usually Snapchat's with no words. It's just a picture of your face. And it's like Snapchat is a whole different beast.
It's so pointless. It's pointless.
Yeah. Yeah. We can talk about Snapchat later.
Maybe that's a new mini debate.
Yes.
But I'm just like, on your point, no self-control. You
Mhm.
really have to go and answer all your streaks. Do people even do streaks anymore? Like if I have a streak, it's because I'm talking to that person every day.
Right.
And half the time I lose it.
Yeah.
And, I probably go on Snapchat like only to talk to people that don't go to this school,
Yeah.
that don't like to text, which it's beyond me. But I don't
Yes.
understand that part.
Yes.
But hey guys.
Hey, friends.
Anyway, so yeah, the whole thing with like the self-control, I've been actually trying to work on that because I find that every time I'm eating food by myself, I have to be watching YouTube or be watching TikTok
Mhm.
because it's so boring just to sit there in your own silence and just hear yourself chewing. Like for me, I don't know why it's just so boring to do that. So I've been trying to work on that, and
Mhm.
maybe I'll play some music so it's not as like weird. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the self-control. Like that I don't get. A 50-minute class, it's math. You kind of have to
Mhm.
pay attention because if you
Mhm.
miss something, you're going to be like, "Wait, what?"
Mhm.
And you're on Snapchat just sending like
Mhm.
half of your eyebrow. Like, bro, come
Right.
on. Come on.
Come on, bro. No, I think the problem with our generation is that we have, everything at our fingertips. We have this smartphone that everybody has, and suddenly
Right.
our world is being turned inside, looking down. When we walk past each other on the street, most people are looking down. If you
Yeah.
feel uncomfortable, you're like, oh, I don't want to say hi to this person. What do? You look at your phone.
Right.
And then you're opening, like, I know I've done this. I'm guilty of this. I know other people are too, of opening a random app. There's no notifications. You're just doing it out of habit.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you doing that? Because it's a habit. And because like we have kind of addressed, like when you open these apps and stuff, and Instagram is a big one, it's part of the addiction that's the same as similar to substance abuse
Mhm.
and use. So it's kind of has the same like dopamine effect, I guess, when you
Yes.
see like the gratification of, oh, I got these amount of likes from these people or these comments. It's going to make me feel so good. So I think that's why we're actually very addicted to our phones.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I actually did look at a Harvard study before this, and it said that going on social media lights up the same part of your brain as taking an addictive substance would.
Mhm.
And that's really scary.
Right.
Really scary to
Right.
think. Like
Yeah.
you don't know that your phone is controlling your mind until you can't find it.
Right.
And you
Right.
notice when you lose your phone, you go crazy and you
It's a
get all
freak out.
anxious and you freak out. And not just because it might be $1,000
Mhm.
iPhone 13 that your
Mhm.
mom got you for last Christmas,
Mhm.
but it's because it's like, oh my God, like someone could have texted me, someone could have called me. And it's
Right.
like, it's just the social media and the phone in general and all the apps on it. I
Right.
don't know. It's
And
like
it's like the minute that you
crazy.
don't have it, you're like, oh my gosh, like who's trying to call me? Like you said, who's trying to
Right.
text me? Like the minute you don't have it, it's like, oh my gosh, I need it right now. And
Mhm.
that's kind of scary because that's like a sign of addiction. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
um so this past weekend I went to my aunt and uncle's house,
Mhm.
took the train there. It was only like an hour away.
Mhm.
And I was like, you know what, this weekend I am going to rejuvenate myself and I'm going to put my phone away and I'm going to decompress and forget about college world. I'm
Mhm.
just going to be in the moment,
Mhm.
spend time with my family. And when we watched a movie, I kid you not, like the whole 2 hours, I'm like, I left my phone upstairs. We were downstairs. I'm
Yeah.
just like, oh my God, like I want to check my phone. Like,
Right.
did someone text me? Like, and I'm forcing myself mentally, don't look at your phone.
Mhm.
Don't go upstairs.
Mhm.
Watch the movie. And I
Right.
have to be like, focus on the movie. Because I'm thinking like, did that one person text me? You
I
know
have a
what I
question
mean?
for you. Do you think that you got some feelings of anxiety and like what's it called? Like like you're like a little bit of attachment to your phone?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like just I think TikTok makes me more anxious.
Mhm.
Because well, one, when I am feeling anxious, I used to just like mindlessly, I wouldn't even notice that I do it. I would just frantically open TikTok and scroll until something distracted my brain.
Mhm.
And when you don't have that, you get even more anxious
Yeah.
because you're so used to giving yourself that instant gratification. I
Yeah.
definitely think phones and social media make you way more anxious.
I totally agree with that. Yeah. And like, for example, when you were just telling your story right now, I'm getting an incoming FaceTime call. So so it's just like,
Right.
and then I'm looking over
You
and I'm
can't escape
distracted
it.
from the present moment because people have access to us at all times now, you
True.
know? And so we can kind of segue this into relationships where like, how does having a cell phone and social media affect your relationship?
Oh, true.
Because relationships, like, it's like, I know there's a lot of relationship anxiety around, oh, like this person that I'm in a relationship with isn't texting me back for 20 minutes. What are they doing?
Right.
You know, do they not care about me? But in reality, they could be washing the dishes, they could be playing a sport, they could be, you know, doing anything really. And I think that having that access to them at any time is kind of like, oh my gosh, like, why aren't they giving me attention? But they have their own life to live as well.
Right,
What do you think
because
about that?
people, I mean, I kind of sometimes I think this way too. You just expect that everybody's on their phones all the time. I mean,
Right.
that's what I
Yeah.
see here. Like when I'm
Mhm.
on campus, people are walking into me and oh, sorry, like
Yeah.
I was on my phone. Like
Totally.
that people are almost getting hit by cars because they're on their phones, and
Yes.
people are in the elevators can't even look up because they're so awkward. Like they're always on their phone. So I
Right.
see that in relationships, like, oh, you haven't answered me for, X amount of minutes or, X amount of hours. Like, what could you have been doing?
Mhm.
Like, I know you're on your phone.
Right.
Or maybe they weren't, because
Right.
sometimes I will purposely put my phone away
Exactly.
for
Me too.
the purpose of not going on my
Me
phone.
too.
Not
Me
even just
too.
because I'm busy. I'll be like, I don't want
Me
to be on
too.
my phone.
Exactly.
And people will be like, why are you answering? Like, I know you're on your phone, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. Like, no, I actually wasn't.
Yes.
So it is hard to
Exactly.
believe. Like, I can
Exactly.
understand from that point of view. Like,
Yes.
like, come on, like people are on Instagram all the time.
Mhm.
And even on Facebook, you can see when people are active.
Which is crazy. You
Yeah.
know, it's just crazy.
Right. And
Something. Oh, go ahead.
oh,
You go.
well, I was just gonna piggyback off of the relationship
Uh-huh.
thing. Like on Instagram, see, that's when things get complicated. Like, girls will get mad.
Mhm.
Sometimes if their boyfriend likes another girl's bikini photo or something, like
Yes.
that can cause a lot of like,
Yes.
turmoil in a relationship. And it's all because of social media.
Right. There's a
it's just-
whole different beast now
Right.
of social media added to relationships. How does that affect? Because we're like the first generation that has to use it.
Mhm.
How, it's kind of the experiment, because I know some couples have established like, okay, this makes me uncomfortable, but why was the guy doing it in the first place? And then
Right.
the girl's feeling weird. So
Mhm.
it's like kind of like,
Yeah. I
there's
know.
a lot of different.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Maybe
there.
this isn't so awesome, because I feel like there's a debate of, would you like a girl in person if she was wearing that? Would you
Mm.
say, oh, in person, oh, I think I like this?
Right.
Would you say that in front of your girlfriend?
True.
Would you or would you not? So
Oh.
there's two sides of it. There's, it was a meaningless like, or there's a
Oh.
side of it where it's
Or
like,
I like it.
I like it like it.
Like it. Right. Like if you're at the beach and you're
Uh-huh.
chilling there with your girlfriend and you
Uh-huh.
see a girl in a cute bikini, are you gonna be like, hey, I really like her bikini? Are you gonna say that to your girlfriend? No.
Right. No, exactly.
like her
exactly.
bikini.
No, that would piss the girlfriend off. So
Right.
why are you liking it on
Like
Instagram?
I'm on the side of I wouldn't want that in a
Right,
relationship.
right.
Because also
And I think a lot of girls feel that way.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And also when you are purposefully double tapping on your phone,
Mhm.
like your name comes up. It's
Right.
almost like you want that girl to see that you
Right.
liked it.
Right. And it is like an intentional, and whether it's, a subconscious thing in the brain
Mhm.
that's like the male brain, like, oh, like, yeah, this is attractive. But so maybe the males have to learn to, not like the picture. It's really hard to not
Right.
like.
You don't need to let the world know that
Right.
you like this girl in a bikini.
Yeah.
Right? When
Yeah.
you already have
Yeah.
a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it's just see how much overthinking social media causes. It's
Yes.
just like
Yes.
even if this wasn't the guy's intention in the first place, even if he really was mindlessly scrolling and liking every picture on his feed,
Mhm.
which do people really do that? Like
Mhm.
just see how much like overthinking and
Mhm.
crazy
And
it makes
insecurity it
you.
can bring into the relationship between the
Yes,
two
yes.
people.
Can we talk
So
about that? like social media
Yeah.
makes people insecure.
It really does.
Totally.
Yes. But I think
Self-comparing.
oh wait, actually I forgot my thought. Keep going.
No, go.
I think I was gonna say a good way to solve that with the social media and relationships is to just communicate with your partner and establish like, okay, we need boundaries and this is what is respectful to me, and this is
Right.
what is gonna make me feel better. So that
Right.
you're not
Like
on
mature.
Instagram as a girl feeling bad,
Right.
and setting certain standards and boundaries and that you guys can both agree on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the mature way to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like you don't want to have the whole two wrongs make a right and then post something in spite or do
that
something.
is, I personally think that's terrible.
Right.
That is not the
You're
solution.
just putting gas.
Yeah, you're
in
lighting the
what's the
fire.
saying?
You're fueling
You're fueling the fire.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was our next topic? We're talking about insecurity
Insecurity.
from social media.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, well, two things before I forget. Have you noticed how phones and social media are making people so awkward in public? I feel like I can't even have a normal conversation with anybody
Totally.
without them just having to pull out their phone and break like the awkward silence with like, a little fake typing, open up an app, even though you just opened it up 10 seconds ago.
Right,
Like
exactly.
people can't look you in the eye anymore and just have a civil like a normal conversation.
Right.
And it's just really weird. Like I said before, I will be standing in the elevator and someone will go in to go to like the first or the second floor and they'll have to look at their phone. Like, I know it's not a big deal. Maybe I'm making it such a big deal. But like
no, I don't
people
think so.
do that to like avoid awkwardness because they don't want to make eye contact with people. And I get the social anxiety thing. I get that. But for me, like when I'm in the elevator, like I'm just like, I'll just look at my phone when I go back to my room.
But does social media and phones increase social anxiety in our generation? I think so.
For sure.
It's making it worse, don't you think?
Definitely, because you're constantly comparing yourself to this girl on social media who photoshopped everything.
Right.
Her background might not even be real. Maybe she's not on vacation in Bora Bora. Maybe she just photoshopped herself into that photo on Google.
Right.
Like you're like constantly feeling worse about yourself because you're not perfect because everything on social media is someone's best or someone's perfect.
And it's important to note that Instagram is a highlight reel.
Yeah.
People post exactly what they want you to see in the image that they want you to see them.
Or even, is it even a highlight reel if it's not even them? Because if you're photoshopping yourself, is that really your highlights? That's not you.
Well, yeah, that goes into catfishing.
Oh, catfishing. Yep. Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, like, I used to make myself feel like so insecure and like depressed and be like, oh my God, like she's so pretty. Like, and she just woke up, just woke up like this. Like, but no, like it's the lighting, it's the angles. People know their best angles. They know where they look best. Sometimes when people look like they have a six pack, sometimes it's just the lighting, or maybe it's they didn't eat all day and it's their morning skinny.
Right.
Or sometimes they do have abs. I'll give it to them. People work hard for their bodies. Right. But you can't constantly compare yourself because it makes your brain tired.
Yes, it's exhausting.
And you're not in the moment.
It's exhausting. And I'm glad that I know that you and I have realized this. It's just helped in like the past, I'd say past year mostly, where I really realized, social media is fake. And I actually did something personally that I unfollowed a bunch of people that, didn't add to my life. I was like, do I know this person in real life? No. So do I care about them? Not really. And I do still follow like people that, inspire me that I think are pretty or motivating or successful. I follow people like that, but I really cut down my following to who's important to me in my life.
Yeah. That's a very good idea.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that it's important to follow people that fill your bucket and inspire you.
Yeah.
If you're following people that make you feel worse about yourself, unfollow. Like, doesn't matter who they are.
Definitely.
Like, if you find yourself being jealous of that person, like, unfollow so you don't have to see that and work on that jealousy in yourself. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, sometimes I don't want to follow, like, all these, like, models on social media because I'm, like, constantly reminded, like, of their perfect photos that aren't real, and I'm like, I don't really want to see that. Like, I want to see real content, and like maybe I'm more interested in travel rather than like bodies, like travel and
Right.
sports and stuff, you know?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point.
So like, do you really think that we need all of this? Like, if this is causing so much stress, like, what good does social media really cause?
Do you want to talk about the good?
I mean, I can bring it up. I've got a few ideas.
Let's hear
I
it.
mean, we already talked about businesses and marketing and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is a personal one for me. So we both play volleyball.
Yeah.
I also play beach volleyball. And sometimes the only way you can connect to get a partner for a tournament or just play pickup in the area that you're in is through Facebook, believe it or not. And I feel like people our age don't really use Facebook as much as like our parents would.
Yeah.
But for beach volleyball specifically, a lot of people use Facebook because it's how you get teams together.
Yeah.
And it's how there's like a Tampa beach volleyball Facebook. There's a Miami beach volleyball Facebook. And you can join the group and you can post like, I want to play Saturday morning, 9 a.m. at Clearwater. And people will show up and people will comment like, I'll be there. Like, here are my highlights. This is how I play. And that's a pro because that's like a really good way of
to network,
networking, getting a partner if you don't have one for a tournament, getting teams together, meeting new people of your same interest, you know, making friends. Like these are all really good things.
Yeah.
You know? And I actually did that this past weekend. Like I posted on Facebook because I needed a beach volleyball partner and I got one.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a really good benefit of social media. I think another benefit is just keeping in touch with people and getting to see like people that are important to you and that, you know, you love if you don't see them in your everyday life, keeping up with their lives. I think that's it's a great way to connect. And yeah, I think that I follow a lot of people on Instagram that, you know, I've moved a lot personally from like different places. And so all the people that I've met in different places, I can still see, oh, this is where this person is with their life right now.
Yeah.
Or different things like that. So
yeah. I agree with you. Like for example, like, you know, when friends leave the school that they went to and say like people move, like you still want to see pictures of their life and what they're up to because that's what you're used to nowadays, seeing pictures and visuals of everything.
Yeah.
So like, you know, when you go to your school next year, like I'm going to want to see pictures and how you're doing and visuals.
And same for you. Yeah.
Right. Like, and that's just interesting. Like that makes you feel good. Like, like knowing that person is happy or whatever, or just doing what they're doing.
And that you still are able to connect with them. You know, it's not like the end all be all if they're not in your present everyday life. So I think that it's really cool to be able to connect in a lot of different ways. Yeah.
Right. Like I am definitely a person that likes visuals. Like I like to see pictures of how people are doing.
Me too.
And I definitely think it goes for your relatives too. Like grandparents. I know like grandparents probably don't have social media, but like, you know, on phones being able to FaceTime them, like that's a huge plus.
Yes.
Like well my dad's mom is in Rhode Island, so I am able to see her more often because that's where I'm from. But my mom's mom, my Nana, is in North Carolina, so I only get to see her like once a year. And getting to FaceTime her is awesome because I still get to see her and interact and seeing people's, you know, facial expressions. You just feel more connected than, you know, being on the phone and only hearing their voice.
Definitely. That's definitely a perk to technology. Like we've come so far and it's really nice in a way to be able to connect with people that you're not immediately with.
And that's not necessarily social media, but there's social media platforms that are coming out with like FaceTime stuff. Isn't there one on Instagram that's like a FaceTime? There's, I swear,
I'm a grandma. I don't know.
I think there's a FaceTime on Instagram.
No, that's
or look at this.
Bad,
you can go live on YouTube.
That's so bad. Okay, yeah, YouTube live. You can voice call on Snapchat. Not that I
don't
use
like
that.
Snapchat.
Yeah, I think I do not like Snapchat. Let's talk about Snapchat a little more.
Okay,
so
let's expand
something
on Snapchat.
that I did that, you know, has to do with Snapchat, but also has to do with any social media platform is I did this, I think like 6 months ago, is I turned all notifications off for Snapchat.
Okay.
Because for the sole reason that I found myself constantly, if I got a notification saying Snapchat from this person, I would immediately open it because I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to see this person, you know?
Mhm.
But then I was like, I'm trying to do my homework. I'm trying to be in class. Like, and I noticed when I took that away, I literally go on Snapchat twice a day. Like, that's it.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I did the same
You
thing.
did the same thing.
2 weeks ago, I
Wow.
did that. Is
Look
that
at that.
funny? See, we
Amazing.
both equally don't like Snapchat.
Yeah. I just think it's stupid. I
But
think it's so dumb.
I feel like such a
But-
hypocrite because I still have it.
Yeah. I don't want to be a hater on Snapchat. I'm sorry for any
Right.
Snapchat stands out there.
Snapchat slander.
Yeah.
None of
No
that.
hate. No. Hate.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I turned off my notifications and I forgot that I had the app, which was really weird.
Right.
But then, like, when I'm mid conversation with someone, like, I can't forget about it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, now I do
Yeah.
wish I had my notifications on because I
Yeah.
can't see when they get back to me.
That's true. That's true.
But,
it's nice to like I just had a problem with it, you know,
yeah.
where I was always going on it. So it was nice to just let that go because now I don't even think about it, which is really nice.
Right.
And, you know, there might be people that get mad. I've had people get mad at me.
That's weird.
Yes.
So just text me. That's what
But
I
it's
get.
like, I can text. We can text.
Right.
So here's another, I have a little debate. Can I mention this debate?
Sure.
Okay.
Go
So
right ahead.
we're going to talk about gender differences with Snapchat, male versus
Okay.
female.
Okay.
So because I know the female side from Julia and I, not the biggest fans, but I do know a lot of guys love Snapchat.
I know.
They are Snapchat stans.
I agree with you on that.
Yes.
So-
And I think it might have to do with men being more visual because
Okay.
men are more visual creatures. We know this, and women are bigger communicators than men.
True.
So
Okay, I
girls,
can
it
see
makes
that.
sense that girls like to text more while guys like to see faces.
Right.
What do you think?
Right. I mean, yeah, I've definitely like I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oops.
definitely makes sense.
Yes, I can
Oh.
see that. And also it's less texting for them.
Yes.
Maybe it's less work.
words, less effort. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just listing
But
them
men are
all.
simple. Men are simple. Don't you think?
I mean, I don't know. I can't put all men in a category.
Right, true.
I can't. You know?
Yeah, I did just stereotype.
Right. You're stereotyping
Yeah,
all men.
All
but
men.
that's
we love men.
I feel like
I love men.
all right, this is about social media, right? All right. So
Oh
I
my
didn't
God.
now I don't know how to answer that because I don't think all men are simple, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
I can say that the majority of the boys and men that I've met are pretty simple and
Mhm.
aren't that complex.
Mhm.
I can see that there.
Mhm.
But with Snapchat, I
Yeah.
think men or women, either one,
Mhm.
I think Snapchat is just for people that are simple and like to just see your
Yes.
face and
Right.
you know, like the memories.
Yes.
Memories on Snapchat is a huge thing. Like
Yes.
people like getting there 5 years ago today. Like that's cool.
Right. I think that's cool too.
It is cool.
Because when you look back, you're like, oh, this is what happened 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. I don't know why.
I see both sides.
Right. I don't know why most guys that I've met
Mhm.
like Snapchat a lot more than texting. Like they like to see your face.
Mhm.
Right. But like what else? Like is that it? Like you can FaceTime me if you want to see my face.
Right. I think it's just easy and convenient for them.
Yes.
You
That I
know?
do agree with.
It's like, oh, here's a
convenient.
picture of her, which is great. It's really not a bad thing. If you are in a relationship and have a boyfriend that wants to see your face,
Yeah.
that's a great thing. But yeah, I think that's maybe where it's coming from.
I agree with
we
you
could get
there.
a guy in here to get more of a valid
Right.
opinion. But yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, we haven't talked about this yet, but
Mhm.
how do you feel about everyone, if you turn it on,
Mhm.
everyone having your location?
Oh, this is such a good talking
That's
point.
so weird.
This is such a good talking point because I think it's way too much. We don't need to stalk
Yeah.
each other.
It's crazy. I remember when
No
it first
privacy.
came out.
Yeah.
I think I was in 8th grade.
Mhm.
And when you're in middle school, you have big FOMO, huge fear of missing out.
Yes,
When you're in
yes.
middle school, it's the end of the world if you're not
End of
invited
the world if you don't
with
have a
that one friend
ride.
group.
if you don't have a ride either. If your parents
my
say
God.
no,
Right. If your parents say no,
it's over.
You make a plan to never talk to them ever again.
Right.
Until you need food.
And you cry.
Right.
Until you need food.
And you're just like flipping them off behind the door.
You're like, you guys are the worst.
Mom and Dad, I actually didn't do that. I know
Yeah.
they're listening.
Yeah, Julia would not do that.
But yeah, so with everyone having your location, I just remember in 8th grade, I would see all the Bitmojis hanging out without me, and I'm just like, it's another reason. It's another thing to make you cry for no reason. Like, I don't want to see that everyone's hanging out without me.
Right.
And people would purposely turn on their location so they could say,
Right.
I'm with this person without actually saying it.
So lame. So lame.
Very toxic. You know,
Totally.
social media is just getting more and more toxic.
Right.
You're getting to know more
right.
people's lives personally.
Right. And we have to look at how can we combat that and make it healthier for us personally. Because the good thing is we do have control over it. We just have to choose like boundaries, you know, and like what is going to make this, you know, social media less toxic, because it is so toxic. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. But like the location you're talking about, do you feel comfortable sharing your location with people?
No.
I agree.
No,
I don't either. I don't either.
Like, I've found one of my friends, her senior year of high school, she had a stalker. And I think it was because he had her on Snapchat and everybody could see her location. And it was like involved with the police and everything. Wow. And he stalked her into the girls' locker room at my high school.
That's scary.
All because he had her location. Yeah. So I don't really trust. Like, if I put my location on, I will just select a few of my friends.
Exactly.
Just in case. Like, sometimes on campus, I like seeing where people are. Maybe I'll like run into them or something. But or I'm just interested to see where people are on my map. Like, sometimes I've like met people traveling and they're from like Sweden or something, and I'll see them like in Sweden. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. But like, why else do you need it? Like, do you really need to stalk another person that much?
No, I think
that's
it's
creepy.
Overstepping. Like, even my parents, I don't want my parents having my location. I don't want anyone like being able to see where I'm at all times.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing at all times.
Move.
Like, yeah, that's like having a tracker on you. Like, I just don't. Right. But, you know, it's up to personal preference.
Like, what's next? Like, how is social media going to advance your locations now? Like, now is it going to be a camera that can, like, someone can see into your life?
Right. And that's the scary thing about the progression that we're going at and the rate we're going at.
Agreed.
Where things are getting more and more involved and more accessible.
Yep.
It's like, what's next? It's kind of scary when you think about it.
It's scary. I was in comm class today and we were talking about social media actually. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, you know, other countries have way more technology than we do, but how much more advanced can it get?
Right.
Like, I have to really sit down and think of complex things that could advance the technology that we already have.
Right.
Like, I can't tell you off the top of my head something that would be more than what we're already using. It feels like we have so much already.
Right. But it will keep advancing.
It's going to keep advancing. Yep.
Yeah. So
it's so weird.
But we're just along for the ride here.
We're living in that generation. Like, I feel like you and I are, because we're 3 years apart.
Yeah.
We're kind of the cutoff. I feel like we're in between.
Right.
Like, we didn't grow up with social media. We didn't grow up with phones. But then we got them when we were teenagers.
Yeah.
But now we have iPad kids at the dinner table like this. Like, their heads are in their iPads, you know?
So, question, are we all just becoming slaves and robots to social media? Is the question.
That's a bit morbid, but
it's very extreme. It's a very extreme accusation.
I think so. I mean, what person do you know doesn't have a cell phone?
Right.
What person do you know actually doesn't have Instagram? Maybe people have Instagram and they don't use it or they don't post, but they still have Instagram.
Right.
Everybody.
My mom doesn't have an Instagram.
Right. And your mom is a lot older than us.
And my mom is queen.
Or not a lot, but
my mom is queen for not hopping on the
True. She is queen for that.
She has said no for years and she will continue to say no.
Good.
Shout out Mish.
Like, that probably was the best time to be born.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we look at our grandparents. Do your grandparents have social media?
No, they don't even know what that is.
My grandpa and grandma do, actually. Oh my gosh.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah. They're with the times.
Actually, my Nana has Instagram.
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. She does have Instagram.
Right.
I forgot about that. I don't know if she knows how to use it though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nana. But
yeah.
Yeah. It's just super weird because think about it. Like the age just keeps getting younger and younger. Like I am seeing kids that are 7 years old have their own iPhone now because the parents think that they need it for school.
Right.
And my parents said
uh-huh.
in middle school, like, if you need a ride, just ask the kids that are there. And if you're still there by 9 p.m., then we'll come get you. And I'm like, well, my practice ends at 6.
Right.
Am I supposed to sit around for 3 hours? That's how it was in middle school.
Yes, totally. Totally. I just thought of something when you were talking about younger and younger kids getting access to technology. An example I have is, what do you think about the kids nowadays? Do you think that people, girls and boys, are maturing faster and like growing up faster than how we grew up?
Definitely growing up faster. I don't know about maturing though. Maybe that's two different things.
Totally.
Because if you're so addicted to your phone that you believe you can't live without it, are you really mature?
Right. Right.
But they're definitely growing up faster because they're exposed to
the exposure,
right, older things that they probably shouldn't see on social media until they're a teenager.
Right. And that's a con, because how much can parents control what their children are seeing?
They really can't.
If they have a cell phone, an iPhone, they can just go in their rooms and go on their phone. And how much does the parent really have control over that?
Right. Because then, kids nowadays know how to delete their history too.
Right. And like, that's something that I did when I was a teenager, like deleting because my parents were always like, oh, let me check your phone.
Right.
So then you learn how to be like sneaky like that. And so I'm sure that kids do that,
Right.
But yeah, it's kind of a scary thing.
I think what you just said is like kids are learning probably how to be more sneaky than more mature.
Yeah.
Like they probably know, they're more tech savvy. They know how to hide things more.
Yeah. And that's the generation gap, is our parents didn't have the same technology. They don't know all the hacks or,
unless you work in a job that does that all the time.
Right. Exactly.
You don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like your parents are asking you questions now, how to work the iPhone and stuff.
Exactly.
It's super weird because it almost makes me think, like, are those people that grow up with social media that we have as teenagers and 20-year-olds, like, are they going to be a different breed of human? Because they're so accustomed to technology.
Yeah. Like what's the effect going to be?
They've had a screen light in their face since they came out of the womb.
Right.
Like, think about that.
What effect is that going to have?
I see, like, you see little 2-year-olds, like, in their carriage on an iPad watching Coco Melon.
So crazy.
Yes. Like they are always they're always going to be bored. Yes. They're never like
the attention span from an early age.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's a really big
problem always need
with
to be
development.
Distracted.
Yeah.
It's so scary. Like if a mom hears her kid crying, just throw them the iPad.
Quick fix.
No
need.
It's so weird. Like I don't know what. Like, we haven't met those people yet. We're not going to be able to meet them until 10 years from now when they're grown.
That's a really good point you make about like the level of gratification that this next generation is going to have. Because you're right. Kids so young are being exposed to, anytime, like, I'm uncomfortable. Here's this to relieve it and gratify you. So,
I think, hey, okay, everyone from Starbucks is coming to watch our show.
Oh, they're listening. Oh,
shout out.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to our favorite Starbucks workers.
Iona
love
Starbucks
them so much. Give them more business. Iona Starbucks. Yes.
Okay, wait, what was I just saying? The iPad kid thing?
Yes. I'm talking about iPad kids.
Man, I forget now. Yeah, I just think they're gonna be a total different breed of human. Like, how are you going to have a normal conversation with somebody that can't go 5 seconds without looking at their phone?
Let's hope, I'm hopeful, that as technology becomes such a big part of our lives, that people adapt,
Yeah.
to technology and learn to combat. Okay, like maybe they'll teach social skills and like maybe, let's limit being on our phones so much. Hopefully we'll
Okay.
get to that point. If not, that's terrible for society. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird to think about how
Mhm.
fast everything is changing, and I
Mhm.
definitely think with COVID, when life slowed down for
Uh-huh.
so long, it gave people extra time to do
Yeah.
so much on social media,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
everything's at home now. Everything's on Zoom.
Right.
Everything is like,
Right.
you don't need to travel to California to have your business meeting. You can just do it on Zoom now. Like, everything's with technology. Like, everybody's evolving to do things on their computer and
Right.
from home now. So it's not going to help if you try to delete your social media or abandon your phone for a day,
Mhm.
because you're going to
It's
have to go on your next Zoom
it's our
call for
connection to the
class.
world. Yeah.
Everything, in a way, it's good, but it's also bad because, like, there's people like us that didn't grow up with it,
Mhm.
and we're constantly fighting the,
Mhm.
like, the urge to be on your phone all the time and be connected with everybody constantly. But then it's like, I want to break, and I don't want to grow up for the rest of my life doing this and
Mhm.
constantly my face in a screen. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah. I think it's just learning, like we both talked about, how social media is an addiction, or internet, like the phone, it is part of an addiction. So it's just learning how to like combat that and
Yeah,
limit,
true. Like,
and each person can do that for themselves. Yeah.
do you treat it the same as maybe a drug addiction? Like, if it's lighting according to the Harvard study, if
Mhm.
it's lighting up the same part in your
Mhm.
brain,
Mhm.
like, do you treat it the same way?
I don't think that people will take it as seriously as drug addiction because there's no, like, it's not obvious, and we all
not
have
killing
access to
you.
phones. It's not going to kill you,
Right.
But I think that if you recognize that it is the same patterns, addiction patterns, then you can say, "Oh, like I'm in control of this. I can
Yeah.
control how much time I spend on my phone."
Right.
Yeah. But it's hard.
Right. And I don't know about you, this is very random,
Mhm.
but I get these weird, like, anxious thoughts, like, okay, if I put my phone away for like
Uh-huh.
3 hours, what if someone texts me that they need help and they're dying or something?
Right.
And I miss that all because I put my phone away for 3 hours. Like, that's
Right.
what it drives you to think.
Right. And I think it's way different
It's
than
scary.
it is, and it's also different than like a addiction to food and addiction to a substance because it's people and
Mhm.
your connection with people. So it
Right.
is like a stronger thing because as humans we love to connect with people.
Yeah.
And so if our connection is cut off, it is like that anxiety, like, oh my gosh, they need me. What if they need me?
Right.
What if this person needs me? What if
'Cause-
somebody's dying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people need interaction.
Right.
They need that.
Right.
Oh, what was I just going to say?
We're social beings.
Yes. Another thing that's super weird, if you take Instagram, for example,
Mhm.
you are meeting people and getting to know people without actually meeting them face to face, and that's the weirdest thing to me.
Yes.
It's like
That's such a
when
good point.
when you follow
That's
people on
such a good
Instagram
point. Yes.
and you meet them on Instagram, but you don't actually meet, and then you
And-
see them in
yes.
person and you both know that you know each other because
Right.
you follow on Instagram, but you've never talked before.
Right.
How do you interact with them? Do you say, hey, you followed me on Instagram 3 days ago, I just accepted your request, how are you? Like,
Yeah, I've seen two scenarios. One is a really outgoing, like, friendly person will be like, "Oh, hey," and just act like everything's normal, like they
Yep.
know me because they follow me on Instagram.
That's me.
Yeah, right. And then
Yep.
the other person, which is me, will completely ignore them until we meet in person because
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable just because I'm more introverted saying, "Oh my gosh, hey,"
Yeah.
if like we haven't introduced ourselves to each other.
That's a good point.
So there's two things. Yeah.
Right. I think for me, I will look to see if they smile at me first,
Ooh,
because
that's a
sometimes
good
people will give you that little,
cue.
like, the little shy smile,
Yeah.
and you'll give a little wink back.
A little shy smile.
You're, a little flirty flirt smile.
Okay, you make the eye
Okay.
contact.
No. I will look to see if they smile at me first, because that's the peace offering. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like,
If
you
the
know
eye
that I
contact
know
is
you.
there.
You know I know you.
Mhm.
Let's acknowledge that. And
Yeah.
then you smile back, and then the next time you see them, hey.
Totally. That's
Because it's really weird if
Right.
you walk by them for the first time, you're like, hey, what's
Oh, totally.
That's weird,
Totally
right?
weird. Yeah.
Because think about it. Maybe they have a ton of people following them every
Right.
day, and
Right.
they have no idea
And
who you
maybe
are.
they don't know that you follow them.
But I think this is more common when people are going to college and you see in their bio, like, Iona 25. And you're like, all right, they go to Iona. I'm just going to follow them.
Yeah.
And then you see them on campus one day and you're like,
yeah.
they look so familiar, but you don't remember why, because you mindlessly followed them on Instagram a month ago.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
Yeah. It is a good way to connect, though, like you said.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Definitely. Like when you want to see a sports team on Instagram or on
Totally.
Twitter, they've got lots of updates going. That's a
Totally.
pro.
Yeah.
That's a pro.
Totally.
Or also, we didn't even talk about this. Another pro is the citizen journalism that goes into it, which is just like, you know, you yourself, a normal person, you're not your job isn't a journalist. Like, you're not a journalist.
Yeah.
But you can post and you can report stuff that's going on, you know, at Iona, and you can do that as citizen journalism. You know what I mean? You can like be your own social media journalist without actually having that as a job.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, on my TikTok feed, I'm seeing people in Ukraine posting videos
Crazy
of like their experience in their life. And back in World War II, you weren't getting that.
No, we've never had access to that.
And people are making jokes about it on social media, and it's
crazy.
so weird because it could literally be a full-on war, and it's on TikTok as a meme.
And I don't know how it makes you feel, but it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel. It's like it doesn't feel real to me.
Yeah, it doesn't feel real.
Stuff on social media doesn't feel real in general. So when people are posting videos about it, it's just like I can't even feel anything because I'm not there, and I'm not seeing it as breaking news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just seeing a kid post and be like, well, looks like we're packing our bags, and they're joking about it.
Yeah. But the point that you said about citizen journalism, I think social media gives everybody a platform, you know, which is really cool. Like, because it's opened a lot of doors for a lot of people to have their own platform, to speak, to like interact. And I think there's been a lot of progress in different areas from people telling their stories about different things, you know, and gaining an audience for that particular niche, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a weird world we live in if you really sit down and talk about it. That's what I realized. Because we're so used to it.
Yeah.
But then when you really like hash everything out and realize like what you're living in, it's like, whoa, this is really what I'm living in right now.
Seriously.
Like, people can post anything they want at any time.
Anytime they want. Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, can you think of any other pros of social media? Or I feel like we've covered a lot. Like,
I feel like we've covered a lot in this episode, which is really good.
One more thing, actually, we didn't talk about this.
Yes.
People getting paid, right? Look at Charlie D'Amelio. She went from on TikTok. She went from some normal girl in Connecticut, and now she's a millionaire in Los Angeles. Has her own mansion. She's supporting her whole family. Like, now they all have singing careers. Like, how can an app and you make a video dancing? How does that make you famous and get you millions of dollars?
Right. Like, we're
don't
saying,
get it.
Like, it gives everybody a platform.
Right.
And that means everyone.
And that means
if you want
everyone.
a platform, it's there for you to grow. Which,
not for me. I make dancing videos. It doesn't work.
Well, but it's there. It has the potential to grow. Is there. You have
Kidding. I
access to
don't
the
make
platform.
dancing videos.
Julia makes
Don't look
dancing
me up.
videos on TikTok. Everyone should go.
I actually don't.
So that she feels like she has a platform.
Wow, thank you for that. We just talked about social media making people insecure. It's fine. You know what? I'll keep my dancing videos to myself. I'll keep them in drafts.
Later they're gonna be on private.
It's fine.
They're not on private yet.
I'm not
Everyone
as
go watch
bold
them.
as Charlie. Okay.
What about Addison Rae?
What about Addison Rae? She fell off.
She fell off.
No,
Thank
just
goodness.
kidding. She hangs out with the Kardashians. How do you go from TikTok to hang out with the Kardashians? Right?
Right.
This is the real world we live in.
Right. Okay, debate.
Okay.
Charlie D'Amelio or Addison Rae? I'm a Charlie stan.
Is that
Like, which one do you prefer?
okay?
Which TikToker?
Well, I don't know.
I
don't
such
keep up with
a
them
Charlie
anymore.
fan.
You're
Okay.
such a Charlie fan. Do you
Yeah.
watch like the D'Amelio show?
No.
They have their own TV show.
No,
Can
I
we
haven't
also?
seen that.
They actually have their own TV show, guys, along with having careers of singing and dancing. They have their own show.
Yeah.
Is that on Netflix? No.
I'm not sure.
I think it's on Amazon Prime. I
Okay.
think. But
Promotion.
and then
for the D'Amelio show.
I'm not promoting Amazon. I'm
Yeah.
not sponsoring them.
Yeah.
And then on Netflix, we not sponsoring Netflix either, but we also have The Hype House
Oh yeah, I love that show.
on Netflix.
Vinny Hacker,
Right?
favorite guy.
Right. Like everyone knows who these people are, but they were just normal kids that made social media one day.
And that's the thing, is that now everybody is a celebrity. Everyone's an influencer.
Anyone.
Anybody can be, because we all have a platform.
Right.
We have a
anyone.
platform right now to talk to the
True.
3 people listening.
Oh wow.
We got 3 listeners. Hey guys,
3
thanks for tuning
listeners.
in.
It's my
We
mom,
really
that's my
appreciate
dad,
it.
that's my nana.
And Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Shout out.
Shout out. Shout out Starbucks.
We already shouted
We
out
love-
Starbucks.
Okay.
But I mean, do we have any last things to wrap this up? I feel like this was a pretty packed episode.
Pretty packed episode. A lot to unpack. I would just say that overall there are pros to social media and there are cons, and we still don't know a lot about what social media is, the power of it,
True. Like
where it's going to go in the future.
Right. It's
Yeah.
only, I mean, like what's going to die in the future? Like, is
Yeah.
Instagram going to fall off? You know, like Vine
Potentially.
Vine
Yeah.
fell off. People forgot
Yeah.
about that.
Right.
Do you think YouTube is falling off?
I think so.
I feel like people go on TikTok now instead of YouTube.
Right. Exactly.
So, oh, well, we're on YouTube. That
That
sucks.
Oh, bummer. Okay.
Bummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Instagram is going to stay pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I think that they are keeping everything up to date. All the social medias copy one another. They do reels, they do stories now, you know.
Totally. Yeah.
Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok are all pretty similar in different ways.
Yes.
You know, you could
Yes.
say. I don't see them falling off anytime soon.
Yeah.
I see YouTube going down a little bit. I don't think it's going to completely fall off like
Yeah.
Vine.
Yeah.
Like who's even heard of Vine anymore?
Do you think Netflix is going down?
I think Netflix is getting worse.
I think Netflix is going
their
down.
shows.
Yeah, and HBO Max is coming up on the rise.
That's because of Euphoria.
Right.
That's definitely
And they
because
have
of
Gossip
Euphoria.
Girl and Sex and the City. But that's
Right.
our personal preference.
And Vampire Diaries is leaving Netflix, spoiler,
Bummer.
and going to HBO Max.
HBO Max. So the HBO Max wave.
Right. Why is everything that's good and that's a classic leaving
Mhm.
Netflix to go to
Mhm.
HBO Max?
Yeah.
I mean, their contract is up, but like,
yeah,
it's a mystery.
it's a mystery.
So I think that's another topic for next time, though.
Yeah.
Is Netflix falling off?
Yeah, that's good.
That's a
It's
good
topic for
topic,
next
so-
week. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next
Awesome.
time. But anyway, to wrap this up, if you guys, have any controversial opinions or you agree with us, comment down below in this video. We have yet to get any comments. So first person that comments, I will buy you a drink from Starbucks, since Starbucks won the debate on my first episode.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you'll have to confront me in person.
Yeah.
It won't be awkward. I
not on the
promise.
phone.
Not on Instagram.
It has to be in person.
You can't DM people anymore. I forgot to mention that. If you don't follow people,
You can't DM them?
if you don't follow someone and they don't follow you, you can't DM them anymore.
What?
Yeah, it's a new update.
So you have to follow.
No,
It goes to the message requests, right?
no, not anymore. It doesn't let you.
Well,
It doesn't let
2
you.
days ago somebody requested me. I have
Try.
5 requests right now.
Okay, maybe.
Is my-
Yeah,
I
but
turn
that
I
could
turn
be
my
from
phone off.
old.
I turn my phone off.
Oh,
Sorry.
well,
disengaged.
I'll have to check.
Yeah, we'll check later and get back to you.
When I tried to message people to
Uh-huh.
play in a tournament with me this past weekend, it said you can't message them. They don't follow you.
Oh, interesting.
So I think it might be a new update.
Okay.
But
Okay.
maybe it's just
Cool.
a setting that you put on your account. Anyway, wrapping it up. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Julia.
Oh, of course. Thanks for starring on the Julia Show. Such an original episode name. Well,
had a great time.
Oh my gosh, my face is so red. Tune in next week at 8 p.m. every Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Bye.